and I'm going to welcome Judy Hendricks.
Well, great. Well, thanks so much, Christopher. Christopher Garcia is an amazing business development specialist here at UNM Valencia. I really appreciate all his help. He's so great at doing these kind of workshops for us. Um, whoops. Am I still sharing? Are you sharing? Yeah, I'm still sharing.
I cannot
Um,
see your screen, Judy.
Pardon?
I cannot see your screen, so we may
What?
need to share again.
Okay, let me share again. Um, share. Oh, I was saying that Christopher Garcia has been such a great business development specialist here at Valencia, UNM, SBDC. The SBDC is such a great resource. All you guys that are entrepreneurs and small business can get such great expert advice, business planning, marketing, government contracts, identifying funding sources, anything you really need to help grow and expand your business. I know Christopher can help you out. And throughout the state of New Mexico, we have wonderful SBDC business development specialists. And I really appreciate him for setting all this up for me. So, the NMSBA program, it's a joint program at Los Alamos National Labs and Sandia. We get a state tax credit to pay for the engineers and scientists' time. So the idea, we have this great expertise at the lab, and our state legislators got it right. They said, oh, we got all these great experts at the labs. How can we help small businesses leverage that expertise? So they created this program, and it's free for the companies. We can do testing, evaluating, imaging, modeling, helping companies with a technical challenge. So, and of course, some people might not realize um, how many, at Sandia, we employ almost 16,000 people. Los Alamos is about 11,000. So think of, it's more than just engineering. It's chemistry, biology, space, satellites, geology, energy. So pretty much any type of science background. Um, so yeah, the assistance is provided at no cost. So the idea, like, what's your technical challenge? You need some help testing a prototype. Maybe you have a couple prototypes and you're trying to figure out which one's the best. Maybe you need access to special equipment, or need advanced imaging. We have lots of expensive equipment at Sandia. We have electron microscopes and hyperspectral imaging, scanning electron microscopes, mass specs. So the idea so the company doesn't have to, go out and buy electron microscope. If you have samples that you need imaged, that's something we do through our program. So of course, when you think of all the scientists and engineers at Sandia, we have tons of engineers. So of course, we have people who are experts when it comes to solar, wind, water. We got robotics, drones, sensors. I think of engineering, optical, mechanical, civil, chemical, material science. Quantum computers, we do fire testing, nano devices, oil and gas. We also do agricultural, of course, chemistry, biology, mathematics. Some things we don't do. So we don't want to compete with you guys. We don't want to compete with things in the commercial sector, right? That's available at a reasonable cost. So we're not going to make your prototype. Once you have your prototype made, we'd love to test it. And then you get the written report saying how it did. We're not going to make websites or apps, because that's very much obviously commercially available. You don't receive any cash or equipment. Usually you receive the written report of the test results. So There's a lot we can do. We usually don't do sometimes validation testing and certification testing. That's something that's commercially available. We do what we call R&D testing. Sometimes we might test something to see how it works, and then you kind of have confidence when you pay for a certification testing. And it's not just Sandia National Labs and Los Alamos that are in this program. We have a whole bunch of partners. We work with MEP, Manufacturing Extension Partnerships. So they're the experts when it comes to manufacturing, lean manufacturing. And even like I just was talking to a company, they were have a machine shop. They were wondering how to have more efficient work flow. So MEP does help people with the lean manufacturing and even workflow processes. They actually go into your manufacturing facility and help you organize it and how to do it the most efficiently. Sometimes it's probably best to have MEP come before you start manufacturing, because some places they go and then they're moving, the machines around. We also work with the University of New Mexico. We work with the Anderson School of Business. Sometimes we will do projects with the students dealing with like disruptive technology, not just basic marketing. It's got to be a little bit more than that, but also we work with the School of Engineering at UNM, also with New Mexico Tech, New Mexico State. So what's great is you can go to one website, the NMSBA website, and say what your challenge is, what you need help with. And then from that just simple one-page application, we look at that and we think, does it make sense to try to do this type of testing at Sandia or Los Alamos? Or maybe one of our partners might have a better setup. If it has to do with more manufacturing issues, then it probably makes sense to work with MEP. If it has to do with agricultural things, it might go to New Mexico State, depending on what you really need help with. And we talk about our success stories. In the past, we work with Remote Well Solutions. They have a solar water distribution systems, and they were wanting help. They were creating their systems, but they wanted some help with the criteria to develop for the flow rates and for some of the other well water issues. So they worked with the scientists at Sandia while they were creating these solar water distribution systems. And now they're set up a lot in the reservations around New Mexico. Sandia Biotech is a firm here in Albuquerque. They make fluorescent antibodies, like the antibodies that are fluorescent that are used for cancer diagnostics. They wanted help identifying some of the fluorescent spectrum, the absorption and emission spectrum, and it requires expensive equipment to do that kind of testing. So we did a project with them. They give us samples. We run the test. They get a written report. Of course, they're working closely with the scientist and engineer, talking about what they are really looking for. But actually, the work is all usually done at the labs. We also work with like Cisneros Brothers down in Berlin. They have, they make ductwork for homes. The company was started a long time ago by the grandfather out of his pickup truck. And then they were going to get into pharmaceutical industry ductwork. Now that it's very different than the things you use for your house. They wanted some help testing that. They were creating the ductwork for the pharmaceutical market, but they really wanted to work with us to help with testing. So that's something, their engineers are actually the ones developing the new ductwork, and they're getting some consultation and testing for the pharmaceutical market. Now they have a nice new giant manufacturing plant down in Berlin. But basically, like I was saying, any type, we have so many scientists and engineers from all types. So often, whether we're dealing with lithium batteries or drones, we have an indoor drone facility where we test drones. Of course, we're doing cell culture. We do things with construction, Adobe Bricks doing testing, agricultural. We even do things with food. I got a couple projects right now with some microbreweries here around the state. They need some help testing. So it's really quite a wide range of what we could help with. And the qualifications. So like I was saying, it's a free program. You must be a New Mexico company, for profit, and a small business. For profit, of course, because since we get a state tax credit to pay for the engineer's time, they want to make sure you're a for-profit. A lot of nonprofit companies have a for-profit arm, so they want to make sure you're paying taxes into New Mexico, and a small business. And pretty much everyone's a small business, I think, except for Intel, really. And of course, looking at, we don't want to compete with something that's commercially available. So we're not going to be making websites and apps. We're not going to make your prototype, but we could test it. You don't receive cash or equipment. And all the projects, last, well, hopefully 4 to 6 months, but they have to be done within the calendar year. So, and an individual project, these are one company. You go to the website, it involves the one company, the New Mexico company that employs people here for profit. They have a technical challenge, need consultation, something that's not available at a reasonable cost in the private sector. It's really something unique, like you really need some of the scientists here at Sandia to help you out with that. Whether it's testing or evaluating or imaging or modeling, those are the things we do. And when it was set up, the idea was to help rural companies. So urban companies in Bernalillo County and Santa Fe County, they get $20,000 worth of assistance. And then if you're outside those counties, anywhere else in New Mexico, you can get up to $40,000 of the engineer's time. Like I say, you don't get the money or materials, but you get that chunk of their time. And $40,000, it's unburdened time. That's a pretty nice sized project. So, and the funding is really used for the labor for the engineer or scientist. So, and that's an individual project. It's one company coming, and we're doing the project, doing one project with the company. We also have what we call leverage projects, and this way people can kind of, if there's other companies that you're working with, once again, they have to be New Mexico companies for profit. You can kind of pool your money together for one technical assistance. So this one, you do write a proposal saying my problem is this, the solution, and here's the small businesses that are working together to try to solve this problem. In Alamogordo, we have emerging technologies. They were working years ago with lithium batteries. They had drones. Another company around there had robots, and another company was actually planning to make the lithium batteries. So they were all working together. They submitted a proposal saying they wanted to understand more about lithium batteries. They were making them, but to understand the health of lithium batteries. And of course, we have whole departments of people. That's pretty much what their focus is, on lithium batteries. So they submitted their proposal. You do a presentation in front of our council, and get rated. And then the projects, you kind of pool all the money together. It can be, those were 3 rural companies. So each was $40,000. So their maximum budget could be up to $120,000. Once again, that's the engineer's time. But when you're talking over $100,000 of an engineer's time unburdened, you're getting a team of people. They got a team of people to work with their battery system and to really understand. Like I said, they were the ones making the battery. They wanted some help how best to test it to understand the health. For these bigger leverage projects, we do a call in January and in September. So these you do put in a written proposal and do a presentation. For individual projects, you just go to the website, write a couple sentences what you need help with. Those are what I call kind of quick and easy. New Mexico Small Business Assistance, we've done projects in every county throughout New Mexico. Of course, there's a lot of companies in Albuquerque and Santa Fe. We've also done, in all the counties, Catron, Grant, Leah, Eddie. We often are doing agricultural type projects. We did the cattle Fitbit. So that was actually looking at the cattle and having a device that told some things about its health. We also did a horse face recognition. They were looking at sterilization of the horses, of the wild horses. So they wanted to know, they were creating the system to help identify the horses. They work with some of the guys in our robotics division to really help improve the system. And worked with other companies looking at like solar pumps in their cattle, in their water cattle tanks, testing them out so they didn't freeze. So it's like quite a range what we can do. And like I was saying, the assistance is free. And what you do to get this free assistance is we ask that you do surveys, customer satisfaction surveys and economic development surveys. So we want to know, once it's done, how many people did you hire? Did you get grant money? Did it increase sales? So we will hound you until you tell us kind of what the metrics were. The program's been around since 2000 at Sandia. So, to be able to say we created over 12,000 jobs, it's amazing for the state of New Mexico. So we work with over 3,000 companies throughout the state. And like I said, we ask the companies to give us the feedback because about every year or every other year, the state talks about doing away with state tax credits. So we often have to go back. We go actually to the state every year to show what we had done and the impact. What was the increase in revenue? How many people did they hire? What's the average salary of the people of these companies that we're working with? But for free help, that's not too bad. How to apply for assistance. If you go to NMSBA you'll see it'll say submit a request for assistance. It'll want to know, of course, your name, phone number, email. We need the physical address for your business. We don't want virtual companies. We can't accept a PO box. We need to have the physical address of your business, and really a sentence or two. You're creating new solar panels and need some help. We had a guy in Farmington making standalone solar panels that could be used out on the res and that could be used to help charge phones and computers. He was creating the actual product, but he needed some help testing it. And like I said, we have people that are experts in solar panels. So like I said, the company has the prototype, we're usually testing it. So you apply online, project manager will contact you in 5 business days to get more information and talk to you a little bit about what you really need. We try then to match you. What we do is match you with an engineer or scientist. We often do, virtual meetings, understanding what you need help with, and the engineer. And then we pretty much rely on the engineer for this type of budget. This is what they could deliver. I had someone, actually, she created a new sewing tool and she wanted help testing it. So I found actually an engineer that used to be a seamstress that could test it for her, and then she gets a written report of the test results. So they don't necessarily have to be high tech, but it does have to be like a technical challenge. So that's New Mexico Small Business Assistance. I do want to just touch on another program we have called Trigger. Trigger stands for Technology Readiness Initiative. And this program, there's a bigger pot of money associated with the projects. It's similar to New Mexico Small Business Assistance, that the companies have to be for profit, have to be a New Mexico company. In this case, they have to be either licensing one of our patents from Sandia or Los Alamos, or involved in one of what they call a CRADA, which is a Cooperation Research Development Agreement. So both those situations, the company is putting money into either the CRADA or putting money into a license.
Judy, can we pause 1 second?
So for Trigger, you have to have an active CRADA, or you're licensing intellectual property from Sandia. And to see our intellectual property, if you go to sandiaip.gov, you can see all the stuff we have to license. Most of our license, it's very early technology. So the idea that it's probably a TRL, 2 or 3, and then you probably need the help of the engineer or scientist to keep working on it. So that's why we created this program. So if you are already paying for a license at Sandia or Los Alamos, or you're paying for a big cooperation agreement, you can apply for a Trigger project. So once it's kind of like leverage, you write a proposal. Here's my problem. Here's my solution. Here's the economic impact that's going to be for the state of New Mexico. You do a presentation, and we have a board that scores it. And you can get up to $150,000 of the engineer's time in 12 months to work on that project. So that's our newer projects. But New Mexico Small Business Assistance is very quick and easy. Like I say, when you go to NMSBAprogram.org, it's a 1-page application. What's the name? What's your contact information? Are you, located in New Mexico and for profit? All that good stuff. And then just like a paragraph, what you're working on, what you need help with. And you submit that, and within 5 business days, one of the project managers will give you a call to get more information. So that's the programs.
Do we want to go into questions?
Yes, yeah, I'd love to take questions.
Perfect. Vernon asks, how do you protect intellectual property that may be shared in obtaining your assistance?
Yes, so it's actually written in our statement of work. It talks about if there's intellectual property created during the project, the company can elect title to it or license it. And I'll say we've been doing this for 25, 26 years. One thing that has changed, we think our legal people, it gets complicated if intellectual property is created, you're not working with Sandia, you're working with the Department of Energy. So usually it's best if the company already has a patent or they're keeping their kind of secret sauce to themselves if they can. I mean, we can sign NDAs. So both labs in the past year or two are looking at projects and trying to write the statement of work and do the project. So it would be very unlikely to create new intellectual property. So ideally, usually the companies often have a patent. And then we just say, oh, they have a patent. They're not sharing the secret sauce. They just they'll give us the prototype. We do the testing and here's the report. But it's actually written in the terms and assistance agreement that the company can license new intellectual property or elect title to it.
Thank you, Judy. Steffi asks, do you test software? And then she has apps in parentheses.
Yeah, because there's so much apps out there. Usually, if you think of like we're helping companies do their research and development, right? A lot of software companies, we do software projects. The one thing I'll say, of course, we're not just going to write the software. We'd be working with your software engineer. But a lot of times companies have their software and they're, selling it and they want us to test it and basically kind of do a product assessment. We cannot endorse any product or service. So if it's just you want us to test your final product, it's probably not really a technical challenge. And there's probably there's other companies that would be happy to test your software for you, right? So sometimes it's good to apply and then we can talk about, is this something commercially available? But we do software projects. We're not the ones writing the software. We're the company, you're writing the software and we're helping you out with some aspect, maybe blockchain or something. So,
Thank you.
good question.
And that came from Steffi. Steffi is the
Yeah,
center
yeah.
director at the Technology Commercialization Accelerator, who
Yeah.
helps people with intellectual property concerns. And if Steffi's up to it, I'll let her speak about her program when we're doing the survey. So we have a question from Frank that I answered. He asked he's in Las Cruces. He asked how to get in touch with the program, and I directed him to the website to submit a request.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have our phone numbers up here too. Sometimes people, when you're thinking about, sometimes you're developing some new invention and might be thinking what might make the most sense for Sandia to help you with the testing. Yeah, you can always, you can submit or you can give us a call too.
Perfect. And then Bradley asks, how long does product testing and receiving the reports typically take? I know it will vary by product, but is there a typical turnaround time?
Yeah, usually, and like I say, we usually are testing something like that's going through the R&D phase. But we say the projects, an individual project, when it's just one company coming, we say in 4 to 6 months. Usually we like the project to start and finish. Within 4 to 6 months, you get the report. Now, I will say, our engineers, we talk about their mission work. Their mission work always comes first. So the engineer signs off, the engineer's manager signs off saying, yeah, the engineer here has time. But 2 months later, maybe there's a big deadline, and the engineers, what we call mission work, will always come first. And our projects have to end by December. The money, since it's a state tax credit, the money disappears in December. But then come January, we get our budget again. So.
Perfect, thank you. Bradley also asks, is the $40,000 engineering or the $40,000 product credit or testing credit you offer, does it cover only one project or can it be broken down over multiple projects?
Yeah, that's a good question. It kind of depends on what kind of testing you need. Sometimes people have some testing, like with the solar panel. I need this testing, but also I need something else, some of the wiring or something. In the beginning, it's good. That's why I say I kind of rely on the engineer to say, are these like three big projects, or is this one, is it something they could do? So you really have to rely on the engineer. Um, and knowing that we have the individual projects, we also have the leverage projects. Sometimes it's nice to do an individual project first on a small challenge and then come back maybe for a bigger leverage project the next year.
Perfect. And Bradley, if you have three very different ideas, the SBDC could help you open up three business entities that could apply for three
Yeah.
different assistances. Okay.
Yeah.
Janice from our Los Alamos office has two questions. She wants to know where most of your applicants come from, and how you work with the SBDCs, and what would an ideal partnership with the SBDC look like to you?
Yeah, we work with most, we would say most of our projects come from, of course, if you look at a percentage, when we look at that map of New Mexico, Albuquerque has the most businesses. There's Bernalillo County has a ton, and this is actually an older map. It shows 1,000 and about 500 in Santa Fe. Um, so it's really, um, but we do get obviously requests from all around the state, and it can be really anything. Like I said, as long as it's something not commercially available, we could do that testing. And the SBDCs, it's always great. You guys are the experts in everything else, I always say. And it's helpful when you're working with your clients and they have a technical challenge and need some testing, to let them know they could get free testing at the labs and vice versa. I have a lot of people that want help with business, with financing and marketing and, getting government contracts. And so I send them to the SBDC. So yeah, I think it's a really great synergy of you guys do, I always say you guys do everything else. We do some technical um, testing and you guys do the rest.
Thank you, Judy. Our next question comes from Delinda. She asks, can you assist with any structural engineering?
We can, and it depends, the one I will say, sometimes I had one company and it had to do with something they were making for the automotive industry. And, they wanted basically a piece of paper in case in case the insurance companies were going after them. So all our statement of work, I will say legal reads every statement of work that we write. So the idea that Sandia, we're not going to tell you. Often, sometimes we're even doing things like with standard operating procedures. We're not going to exactly tell you what you have to do. Sometimes our engineers will say, here's some suggestions. If you want, this level of, support, you would do this. Or if you wanted, to use less money, this would be an option. So we're trying not to dictate what you do, but give you the options. And then it's up to the company to decide, what fits best into your business plan.
Perfect. Fran, our center director in Albuquerque, she says great presentation and she asks, will you be sharing the slides? And yes, Judy did give me permission to email all of our attendees today a PDF of these slides. So we will do that.
Right.
Then Gladys says, well, Gladys has two kinds of questions here. So Gladys is based in California, but she wants to work on projects here in New Mexico. Do you have any suggestions for somebody in that situation?
Yeah, there's, like I say, there's people in California, of course, Colorado and Texas hear about this program too. We make sure you have to employ people here in New Mexico. So we're not just looking for, you want your New Mexico tax ID number and an address here, but knowing we're looking for the tax credit, you know, that we want people to be employed here in New Mexico. So some companies I know, if they're are here or have moved here, um, then they can be eligible for New Mexico small business assistance. Um, so that we really are looking for, yeah, um, that the people employed people here in New Mexico.
Perfect, Judy. And my take on that is we want you to pay gross receipts, taxes, corporate taxes, payroll with taxes to the state of New Mexico so you could fund Judy and my retirement.
Yeah, yeah,
And setting
yeah,
up an LLC or some sort of business entity in the state of New Mexico is pretty simple and would probably take care of that.
yeah.
Gladys also says, I have essential minerals. Can you help me? And she says, yes, she could employ people here.
Um, so your company needs to be here, employing here, and then essential minerals. Was that it? Um,
Minerals. But if Gladys wants to elaborate on that, I could allow her to speak. I just have to find Gladys. There you are, allowed to speak. So Gladys, if you want to speak and elaborate,
Uh, the Department of Energy seems to want a certain type of minerals like arsenic metal for chips, um,
oh yeah,
copper, rhodium. I'm interested maybe in the rhodium. I wouldn't know what to do with the arsenic metal other than to collaborate with somebody. Would you help in a collaborative partnership
mhm.
where it's based there? And then we can create chips. There's different ways to do chips because that's essential right now. At least that's what the Department of Energy is saying, and Trump's saying. I don't know.
Yeah, trying to. So we do. I've done some other companies doing testing to see what's actually. I was in sometimes in the water, in the soil, see what minerals are currently there. Um, And if you're really, I'm saying, if you're really based in California, the cooperation agreements, you can enter into that with Sandia National Labs or Los Alamos. To enter in a CRADA, the big cooperation agreement, you're usually writing a check for, I'll say, $5,000 to get it started, that you can be anywhere in the United States for the CRADA. But for our program, yeah, we ask that you're be a New Mexico company employing here.
Perfect. Thank you, Judy. If anybody would like to speak their question instead of typing it in, please raise your hand and I could allow you to speak. I don't see any phone callers today. I do have a question from Janice. What kinds of companies do you wish you were working with more but aren't seeing any gaps?
Oh, well, we always want, when it comes to rural New Mexico, there's sometimes we used to do a lot more down in Hobbs and Roswell and even Raton. There used to be a lot of in-person workshops. I used to drive around the state and go talk to the people in Raton and Hobbs. And I think when we have that personal connection, it does take a while. So when it comes to the type of projects, I'm I like the biology projects, but it's, to me, it's like, what do you need done? And we're always looking for the companies in, yeah, like I say, rural New Mexico. I did a info session in Roswell. It was actually 2 years ago, and this is it was, when you're sometimes talking about a technical company, they were doing stuff, it's probably for satellites. I talked to them 2 years ago, and we're just right now signing some of the paperwork. They weren't ready a year ago to submit. They submitted recently, but sometimes, making those connections, and sometimes it does take a while. Often once a company is working with us, then they can think of other projects. There's no continuation, but a company can have one project per year. So once we're working, especially with these startup companies and entrepreneurs, they often think of a different project the next year. And of course, you got the synergy working with the engineer. And it just, it often develops into other projects.
Perfect, Judy. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and launch our webinar survey, and I'm going to allow Estefanita to talk about our program if she's up to it.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Hey, Steffi.
Hello.
Hey, Steffi. Hey.
Hi, everybody out there. Good to see you, Judy and Christopher, and all our other SBDC Center representatives. My program is part of the SBDCs. My program is called the Technology Commercialization Accelerator. I am here at New Mexico Tech. So that's so good that we have Judy's program here at New Mexico Tech. Also, we help our clients with intellectual property. We try to educate them and let them know how to protect their innovations with the patents, trademarks, and copyrights, and even trade secrets. We try to get our innovators, our early inventors to the NMSBA, which is Judy's program that she's talking about right now, because they need their testing done, and they need to optimize their product. So we try to get them there. We also work closely with other resources here in New Mexico, and we do have a lot of resources for small businesses. We have resources for innovators. And right now, I'm in the process of getting a group of people to go and pitch to a department of to DARPA. And so, if you have a TRL 6 through 9 product and you're ready to go pitch, you can contact me. And we will be going out there in the end of June through July. Also, I'd like to advertise that I'm going to be having a World Intellectual Property Day. Normally, it is celebrated on April 26th. That is the Sunday, so I'm having the celebration on April 27th. We will be bringing in the United States Patent and Trademark Office to talk about patents and trademarks. We will be bringing in the Copyright Office to talk about copyrights. And then also Judy's going to do a little pitch there to let all our innovators know that we have this great resource for small businesses. So that's that's my program, Technology Commercialization Accelerator. If you need to get in contact with me, just look us up on the NMSBDC.org, and then the location will be Socorro, because I'm here at New Mexico Tech. So thank you.
And what was the date again?
April 27th is World IP Day. And then for all our innovators that would like to apply to get into an NMSBA and need to be a small business, or to apply for the economic development grants that are out there, you also need to be a small business here in New Mexico. We will be having a presentation by Christopher Garcia on April 30th, and that is how to start up a business in New Mexico. And he will be emphasizing marketing analysis. So we have those two schedules.
Great. Yeah, look forward to World IP Day.
Thank you, Steffi. And we have, I'm going to leave the survey open until we strike 12:30. If you have any more questions for anybody, Judy, Steffi, me, about the SBDC, the New Mexico SBA program, or the TCA, please feel free to drop those in the Q&A or raise your hand and I could allow you to speak.
Great. Yeah. Thanks so much. Great questions. How many people were online, Christopher?
Oh, way more than I originally thought. 54.
54. Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
And Janice from our Los Alamos office would like to speak, so I'm going to put that in the, I'm going to allow her to speak. Hey, Janice. You just have to unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can.
Hi. Hi, Christopher. Hi, Judy. Thank you. I've been at the SBDC Los Alamos for a little over a year. I really want to be more connected to what the NMSBA is doing here in Los Alamos. I know you're down, you're with Sandia. Do you have a contact for me here? I think it used to be Julia Wise. I don't know if it's still her or
It's Megan, and her name
oh.
was on the last slide here. I don't know, or I'm not sharing. Megan, I can.
Okay, I'll have to, yeah, I can see it on the slide.
Oh,
So Megan is the like equivalent to what you're doing down there?
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious
looking
about what
for-
projects are happening here in Los Alamos. I really kind of am unaware and I want to kind of create a better pipeline here.
Yeah. And we have when the projects are done, we have our annual report that lists everyone we've been working with and what we did. Sometimes, while it's going on, the results, of course, are considered confidential. But because we get a state tax credit, we do list every company that we work with.
Right. I did read the annual report that was on the website. So I saw there were maybe 6 or 7 companies listed in Los Alamos. I was surprised there weren't more.
Oh, I think there's a lot more in Los Alamos.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured.
Oh, no, there's
I just
a lot. Yeah.
need to kind of, it'd be good to get looped in a little better for, just reaching out, I guess, to Megan. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Janice. We have a lot of, I invited all of our internal SBDC staff. I see we have David from Sunland Park. We have Vernon. He's the center director here at UNM Valencia. We have Simon Chief, our business advisor in Farmington. We have Rita Sandoval, our business advisor in Espanola. I'm sure I'm missing people. Felipe Chino from Silver City. But if any of you would like to say anything before our time runs out, just raise your hand and I'll be more than happy to allow you to speak. Yeah, Judy and I were not expecting 54. I promised 35, but we are very pleased.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And I'm very pleased that a lot of you have filled out our training survey. I got a question from Susan asking if I could relaunch it. I will wait until everybody has a chance to fill out the survey and I'll try to relaunch it. I have an attendee who asked about trademarking logos before producing items or in conjunction with product testing. We did talk about that. A good resource for that would be the Technology Commercialization Accelerator at New Mexico Tech. New Mexico State University also has a patent and trademark librarian. Those are two great resources. And if you want to learn more, just contact Judy, contact me, preferably contact Estefanita, and we'll get you in touch. We'll get you in touch with the answers you need there. Ramon says, we invented a product in the archery world. Just figured I would mention that in case we have any fellow archers who could help. Thank you.
My daughter was really into archery competitively here in Albuquerque. Yeah, it's a great sport.
Apparently, Gina Davis. Remember the actress Gina Davis?
Yeah.
She was an Olympic level archer, apparently. Thought that was interesting.